Mario once again, and this is the continuation of the re redesigned front end that I did for my racing go-kart. In fact, the frame, I just painted it. It's just sitting there, drying up, and I'm about to paint these also as well. But before I do that, I wanted to test fit this bracket here, this spindle bracket. And the way I am doing this, I already showed this when the car was assembled before I painted it. I had a different set of brackets here using this connector here, this 90-degree connector. But I didn't quite like this setup here, the way I had it. I mean, the bolt is solid there. The way I installed the bolt, I shaped the sides so that it would fit inside this bolt right here. And like I said in many videos, I don't like drilling through these maker pipe connectors another hole to retain these tubes. And that was my purpose of doing these flats. In my previous video that I did today, I talk about how I do these flats with a 3D printed die. So I come back and press these so that they fit inside the connector, in line with the existing hole and the hardware that attaches these two top and bottom plates here. They make up the connector. And so I've done these two bars. These are 24-inch bars, which are going to allow me 24, 25, 26-inch center line to center line, kingpin to kingpin distance, which is about average, for a go-kart. And so, but I also did these brackets here using angle steel. I went and got some steel bar, and then I cut these as you see them here, and I superimpose this piece right here. This is 1.5 inch width by 1.5 inch in height, because that's the size of this angle steel bar. And so I welded that. I've gotten pretty good at welding, in the few tries that I've done so far. And so I welded those two pieces to create this bracket here, this spindle bracket. And I really like these C-type brackets because I can put a spacer in between there, or this can go inside a square tubing. I mean, of 1.5 inch in size. So let's see if I have a square tubing. 1.5 inch square tubing. I think this is 1.5 inch. So I can use perforated tubing, or I can use just regular tubing, and that'll fit right inside there. And so that creates my spindle bracket, for my go-kart. You can see some of the parts that I disassembled it in order to paint and retain the yellow parts. These are covered with heat shrink tubing. That's why they look clean. They look like paint. They were painted, but they're not. They're heat shrink tubing. And so the rest of the car, the frame is going to be it's kind of like a gunmetal gray, deep gray. This stuff right here, hammer. I really like this hammer look. I use these on gates, fences. Really like this stuff right here, and it's pretty durable once it dries up properly. So I'm going to be painting these, but I just wanted to capture this video to show the how I am making this bracket right here. You can see the bolt. This is a 5/8 bolt. It's ready for the wheel. I have some lug nuts. These are the wheel. There's the other bracket. These are the nylock nuts. They have a nylon insert there, so one of them is going to go here. I'm going to feed that right there all the way, even though this is also welded. The nut is welded, and I had to shave a little more to clear this bolt here because it's very, very tight tolerance there in the fit, but it's perfect right now. So I'm going to bring this all the way in to lock this even better, and this will also create the spacing, for the wheel. Once I put the wheel, it'll have about maybe I think those wheels are, they have this stem that sticks out. So it'll be from that edge about a distance of this, which is about 1 inch in spacing right there. So this will be my spacer and also lug nut for the with this bracket right here for the bolt. The wheel will go in, and then another nylock, will lock it in place. So this is going to be my new one here, and it's a lot cleaner, a lot more elegant, I think, than that setup there, with the maker pipe connectors. I wanted to keep it all maker pipe connector, but got creative with this. But this just wasn't working as good as these brackets are going to work. I already did a similar one for my 1.5 inch steel tubing go-kart. The other one that I did, not the racing one. This is for the racing one. And those brackets are working out beautifully. So I decided to do kind of similar setup here. It's a little bit different, but very, very similar, using welded steel. So, yeah, I'm going to disassemble this, paint these bars, and then once that's dried up, I'll come back and start reassembling the go-kart. I also did the rear section of the go-kart. As I mentioned, I cleaned up the wheels. I was going to use inflatable wheels, but I decided to bypass that because it was getting a little too complex to reassemble these hub motors, with the inflatable ones. So I just got a couple of these PU flatless. They don't have a tube. They're basically just high density polyurethane. I have another video on how I cut this, with a jig on my drill press. And the motors are already fit. I already ran these motors in a previous test. They run just fine. They were working actually great. And that's my direct drive. I did this in lieu of that whole setup right there. So you can see that this is my own. That's about rear axle with I think that's 29 inches. That's for another project. But this is the one that I did, with the EMT tubing, and I had sprockets there, dual sprockets, so that each motor was driving this on a 1-to-1 ratio. And I had these. I even had these brake plates, attached to these bicycle spindles that I adapted onto this bar right here with these lock collars and ball bearings. This is heavy. Just removing this whole thing. This is probably a good. I would say a good 15 pounds. So I removed that complexity, 15 or 20 pounds. I think it's this whole setup right here. So removing that and removing those big wheels that I had. I had those big wheels right there with the adapters there, those aluminum hex stock adapters. So I talked in another video, I removed those. And so this setup is a lot lighter, more direct drive, and it's a lot cleaner. My electronics are temporarily right there sitting. I'm going to rewire all that, clean that up, so that I can, once I reassemble the go-kart, it'll be nice and clean, like my other one. So, yeah. Stay tuned for the continuation of this project here. I just made the racing go-kart a lot better.